The compatibility of Gemini with other rising signs from a relationship perspective centers around Gemini's intellectual, curious, and communicative nature. As an air sign ruled by Mercury, Gemini seeks stimulation, variety, and mental engagement in relationships. Gemini rising individuals are known for their adaptability, wit, and social charm, but they can also be indecisive or restless. Here's an in-depth look at how Gemini rising pairs with other rising signs in the zodiac, focusing on relationship dynamics. Gemini rising, Gemini ascendant, and Aries rising compatibility. Moderate to high Aries fiery and impulsive nature complements Gemini's intellectual curiosity. Both signs are active and enjoy variety, excitement, and new experiences. Aries can inspire Gemini with passion, while Gemini keeps Aries engaged with mental stimulation. However, Gemini's indecisiveness may frustrate Aries' directness, and Aries' bluntness can be overwhelming for Gemini. Overall, they can have a lively, fun, and dynamic relationship. Potential issues: impulsiveness versus indecision, Aries' need for action versus Gemini's need for mental engagement. Gemini rising and Taurus rising compatibility. Moderate to challenging Taurus is grounded, stable, and values consistency, while Gemini craves variety, mental stimulation, and change. Taurus may find Gemini too unpredictable or flighty, while Gemini may feel stifled by Taurus' slower pace and need for routine. However, Taurus' steadiness can offer security, and Gemini can bring excitement to the relationship if they balance their differences. Potential issues: Taurus' need for stability versus Gemini's love for change, differing priorities in life. Gemini rising and Gemini rising compatibility. High 2 Gemini risings can create a highly stimulating and fun relationship. Both partners share an intellectual approach to life, enjoy variety, and value communication. They will likely enjoy exploring new ideas and experiences together, making this a mentally enriching relationship. However, there may be a lack of grounding or stability, as both can be indecisive or inconsistent in their approach to long-term commitments. Potential issues: restlessness, lack of stability, potential for overthinking without action. Gemini rising and Cancer rising compatibility. Moderate Gemini and Cancer have very different needs in relationships. Gemini is intellectual and values mental stimulation, while Cancer is emotional and seeks emotional security. Cancer may find Gemini too detached or inconsistent, while Gemini may feel overwhelmed by Cancer's emotional intensity. However, if Gemini learns to appreciate Cancer's nurturing side, and Cancer gives Gemini the space they need, this pairing can work with some effort. Potential issues: emotional versus intellectual focus, Cancer's need for security versus Gemini's need for freedom. Gemini rising and Leo rising compatibility. High Gemini and Leo can have an exciting and playful relationship. Leo's confidence and warmth attract Gemini, while Gemini's wit and charm keep Leo entertained. Both enjoy socializing and having fun, making this a lively pairing. Leo's strong personality provides direction in the relationship, while Gemini brings adaptability and communication. However, Leo may desire more loyalty and consistency than Gemini naturally offers. Potential issues: Leo's need for admiration versus Gemini's tendency to be flighty or inconsistent. Gemini rising and Virgo rising compatibility. Moderate to challenging, both Gemini and Virgo are ruled by Mercury, making them intellectual and detail-oriented. However, Gemini is more spontaneous and adaptable, while Virgo is analytical and methodical. Virgo's need for structure may clash with Gemini's love for variety, and Gemini may feel restricted by Virgo's practicality. Still, both signs can communicate well, and if they find common ground, they can form a mentally stimulating partnership. Potential issues: Virgo's critical nature versus Gemini's light-hearted approach, differing outlooks on structure versus spontaneity. Gemini rising and Libra rising compatibility. Very high. This is a highly compatible match, as both Gemini and Libra are air signs that thrive on communication, mental stimulation, and social interaction. They are likely to enjoy long conversations, intellectual debates, and shared social activities. Libra's charm and grace complement Gemini's wit and adaptability, and both value harmony in relationships. This pairing is light, fun, and intellectually enriching, with little conflict. Potential issues. Both can avoid emotional depth, indecisiveness on both sides. Gemini rising and Scorpio rising compatibility. Challenging Gemini's light and curious nature contrasts sharply with Scorpio's intense, emotional depth. Scorpio seeks deep emotional connections and loyalty, while Gemini values freedom, variety, and mental engagement. Scorpio may find Gemini too superficial or unreliable, and Gemini may feel overwhelmed by Scorpio's intensity and desire for control. This pairing can be difficult unless they are willing to meet each other halfway. Potential issues. Emotional intensity, Scorpio, versus detachment, Gemini. Trust issues, differing relationship goals. Gemini rising and Sagittarius rising compatibility. Very high Gemini and Sagittarius are opposite signs in the zodiac, creating a strong attraction and dynamic balance. Both are mutable signs, meaning they are adaptable, love learning, and seek adventure. Gemini is intellectually curious, while Sagittarius is philosophically minded, making this a mentally stimulating relationship. They both value freedom and exploration, making them compatible in terms of personal space and independence. Potential issues. Lack of grounding, potential for inconsistency, commitment issues due to both signs' love for freedom. Gemini rising and Capricorn rising compatibility. Moderate to challenging Gemini and Capricorn have very different approaches to life. Gemini is adaptable, curious, and seeks mental stimulation, while Capricorn is practical, disciplined, and focused on long-term goals. Capricorn may find Gemini too unreliable or unfocused, while Gemini may feel that Capricorn is too rigid or serious. However, if they can appreciate each other's strengths, Capricorn can provide stability while Gemini brings excitement and new ideas. Potential issues. Capricorn's practicality versus Gemini's spontaneity, different life priorities. Gemini rising and Aquarius rising compatibility. Very high Gemini and Aquarius are both air signs that thrive on intellectual stimulation, freedom, and social interaction. They are likely to share similar values regarding independence and mental engagement, making this a highly compatible match. Both signs are open-minded, adaptable, and enjoy exploring new ideas and experiences. This pairing is fun, exciting, and intellectually fulfilling. Potential issues. Emotional depth may be lacking, potential for detachment or lack of grounding. Gemini rising and Pisces rising compatibility. Moderate Gemini and Pisces are both mutable signs, meaning they are adaptable and flexible. However, they have very different approaches to life. Gemini is intellectually driven and values logic and communication, while Pisces is emotionally sensitive and seeks emotional connection. Pisces may find Gemini too detached or inconsistent, and Gemini may feel overwhelmed by Pisces' emotional needs. For this relationship to work, Gemini needs to appreciate Pisces' emotional depth, and Pisces needs to respect Gemini's intellectual freedom. Potential issues. Emotional versus intellectual focus. Pisces' need for emotional depth versus Gemini's mental focus. Key takeaways. Best matches for Gemini rising, Libra rising, Sagittarius rising, Aquarius rising. These air and mutable signs share Gemini's love for communication, intellectual stimulation, and variety. Challenging matches for Gemini rising, Taurus rising, Scorpio rising, Capricorn rising. These signs may struggle with Gemini's need for freedom and intellectual engagement, due to their preference for stability, emotional depth, or practicality. Opposites attract. Sagittarius rising provides a strong intellectual and adventurous balance to Gemini rising, creating a dynamic and exciting relationship. Gemini rising individuals, with the quick wit, curiosity, and adaptability, often form relationships that are mentally stimulating and filled with variety. For a relationship to thrive, their partner needs to provide intellectual engagement and respect Gemini's need for freedom and mental exploration.